this is Kristen from Sprague and Travel. I had a few minutes before I had something else to do, so I wanted to kind of take a second and answer a question that I've been hearing a lot lately, and that is why Sicily? Like, why did I pick Sicily of all the places to go? So in 2018, it was my 40th birthday, and we went to visit Sicily as a part of the Mediterranean cruise. Now, I had always grown up knowing that my great-grandfather, Santos, came straight over from Sicily and was able to track back, looking through different history and information, and was able to track and find the town that he was raised in, sort of our hometown, called Biscaquino. And so my parents were with me on this cruise, and so we decided to go and do a tour of Biscaquino and see the records and just kind of get a feel for the town. And even on the drive over, it was absolutely some of the most beautiful country I've ever seen. And I've traveled a lot. And just coming over, like, it was every time you go around a bend, it would be another, we would all, breathtaking views over and over again. And Biscaquino had a beautiful cobblestone street and old town feel. And I definitely loved it, and I felt connected. I felt myself being rooted to it almost instantly. As a matter of fact, we got out of the car at one point, and some of the men of the town came up and started immediately talking to my dad in Italian, because he looks like them. So, but that was sort of the first one. Is I have family roots here. I'm also actively in the process of finding out, of starting the process to become a Italian citizen. I figure it'll never hurt me to have 2 passports. So I'm working on doing that. So that's sort of the first reason. The second reason is the price is right. The price is right. Now, where I live and my husband live is very low cost of living compared to most of the other parts in the United States. We live in the deep south. We live in North Alabama, which is very insulated from a lot of government organizations, but we still have a very low cost of living. And so, if we were to sell our house, we wouldn't get anywhere near, we have a 3,000 plus square foot house. We wouldn't get anywhere near what someone in Chicago or anywhere on the West Coast would get for our house if we decided to sell and move. And so we'd be kind of trapped in the deep south if we were ever going to move anywhere else. And so we needed a place that was going to be affordable, that is going to have lots of the things that we want. So we want to be able to grow our own food. We'd love to be able to grow some olive trees and potentially do a wine press, an olive oil press at some point. Sorry, not a wine press. That doesn't make sense. But we'd like to be able to have our own place. We also needed a property that was big enough for all of our family to come. So we have 6 children. No, we do not have 6 children. We have 4 children. We have 6 people all together, and then we have both sets of our parents. And so if anything ever went down and we needed everybody to be in one place, we would want to make sure that everybody could fit in. And so that's another reason why Sicily became very appealing, is the price is quite good, even for large houses that have already been predominantly patched up, right? There's going to be some that you're going to find, like when you hear about the $1 houses that are basically falling down, you really would need to be some sort of tradesperson, I think, to be able to do that, or at least have the time to put the sweat equity into that. But there are still plenty of very affordable houses that are literally around the $200,000 US mark that are 4 or 5 bedrooms in some of these towns. Multiple views, some of the areas that we're going to go look at, homes in not only in Biscaquino, but also in Cantatina, I think that's how I say it, and then Palermo. The reason we're looking at those 2 areas is that's where the big airports are, and in Palermo is where the cruise ships come in. So we want to make sure that those 2 areas, especially for our first property, is accessible to visitors. So that while we are, because our plan is at first to just come during the summers, so our plan at first is to make sure that we can Airbnb those places at least some period of the time. So we wanted those to be those 2 main places where they do have airports and where they're known to have a vibrant community of visitors that are coming through, so that we could help pay that mortgage on the regular. But yeah, that's sort of really why I picked Sicily. The price is right. I've been working on learning Italian for quite a long time, and I actually have family roots there. So I think anybody could be happy there. I don't think that it's limited to somebody who just has it in their blood, so to say. But I'm looking forward to taking you guys on our journey with us. I would love to be able to eventually help people who did want to move from the U.S., from England, Australia, whatever, wanted to move to the Sicily area. I'd love to be able to help negotiate that process, but I got to document it first.